Satnam, everybody. Evening. I guess we are entering the winter time. We're already in the dark out here, so it changed from the last KARTA time where we still were in the green and the fullness of the fall. So Satnam, everybody, welcome to this KARTA time 10. Today is just an amazing day. We are on the new moon. So this is giving the tone for the next months in a very powerful way, and not only next month. You know, we are now, we are now close to 2020, and I don't want to anticipate too much, but it's pushing there. As we say, this whole year was about mastery, and for this full moon, it's the time to jump blindly to embrace your utmost important dream. You know, we were in training the last 7 years to reach this time now of mastery, and we have been tested in many ways, and myself very specifically, where we actually, this was our lower self and connected to the mind and the subconscious mind, attracting the karmic energy that was not aligned in us in a big way, and to force us to face it and to choose to transform it. So those who, you couldn't do anything about attracting, because that's the law of attraction. Your subconscious mind is totally focused on trying to manifest his own plan, his own goal, his own dream. And actually, if there is no communication with your higher self, you're gonna be the object of your subconscious automatic way of projecting. And when the subconscious is totally focused, much better than when you consciously want to focus, he's automatically focused. So it does manifest. And what he manifested is like what come across your dream, what come across your best capacity, because he wanted to get this capacity for himself. The dream of the lower self is to be your higher self and you to believe it. So we all have been lured and always have been in this false guidance, following a highly inspired mind or very clever mind, very brilliant, that tells you this is all spiritual, but actually it would manifest serious obstacle like those I had to face in that last 7 years. So the challenge was, do you understand the time is whether you identify yourself to your higher self, and it was an amazing opportunity to expand yourself, come the other side of the story, and then realize the vastness of yourself. So actually, universe is kind. Ultimately, all there is Ekankar, is the oneness of consciousness. Consciousness is one. It cannot be split. It cannot be small and high and low and limited or unlimited. It's just what there is. And when you merge in that space of consciousness, then you discover the vastness of self, and you can solve that strong impulsion in us that wants to conquer the unlimited space. And then you realize, no, from the functional mind, from the lower self, needs and lacks there will be no vastness. And then you have to do this whole process of transformation of like very deep self-healing to end up the other side. So your dream were not necessarily wrong, but before you could reach the place where you are able to manifest your dream, you needed to you needed to change something. You needed to transform some energy in you, so you will have everything for it and not in front of you. So today is the day of sort of almost finishing, completing this circle of manifesting the resistance toward your dream. And when I am talking about the dream, is divine dream, is when you've been touched in your very deep heart about there is a human sleeping in you. There is somebody much more kind, much more compassionate, much more ready to understand it all, to share with all. Somebody that is not living in fears but in trust. So when you connect that place in you, then you are able to be touched, to be inspired by the divine dream, and then you realize nothing less than I am the divine dream. This is me. I was his best production, I was his best fruit, and I was his dream to create, generate a reality of a human being on a planet Earth, on a solar system, that all that creation comes from this oneness consciousness that just wants to play creating a reality in the 3D. So today your dream is the door, the window open into your true identity. And actually you are outside now. It is the time to move outside and look inside. This change perspective. You identify yourself from your vastness, from you are now on the side of the dream. And if you are not yet, this is the time to die to all this false hope, to all this complaining and limitation and seeing your impossibilities, and just really blindly, completely from the trust of your heart, jump into the void, not into the darkness, into the unknown, which is very different. The unknown is full of light, it's not dark. The unknown is just scary because we can't control. The unknown is really freeing yourself from any contingency, any pattern, any preconception, any thesis, analysis, or philosophy, and just go for it. Yeah. So tonight, it is the time for the quantum loop to go toward what you know inside you is your potential human, what you know that would be the dream for this planet. You remember the tradition of Shambhala, and we'll talk this week. Tonight is the arrival of people for our module about death and dying, and how to be friend with death, how to bring it into your daily life. So it is an incredible synchronicity, and that's another law that we need to observe, accept, and enjoy. Is actually universe is synchronic. So everything that happened to you in the last 7 years was absolutely in synchronicity with your capacity now to realize the dream. This is it. Realize yourself as the dream of the divine. So we have nobody is late. And we are not ahead of time. We are just right in time, and time is now. So the year coming is gonna open doors like never before, where this all humanity is gonna be upside down with priorities on how to deal with power issue and how to deal with institution, and all the foundation of our society is going to crumble down. So we'll have to reinvent another way to live with one another on this planet. And what's going to come out of that is the dream. It's nothing like chaos is a temporary reorganization of truth. So chaos is to be welcome as well in your own life. If your dream is contradictory with your reality, it is not a problem. Number one, be patient. This dream is on its way and it will happen. So this you need to integrate. You need to realize this is no doubt about it, because it's not coming right now. It's not tangible immediately. And what you see immediately is kind of a question mark. That's what the hell I'm thinking now. Where do I put myself with this yogic practice? And where am I with losing interest in my daily routine, in my work, and I don't know, with my environment? This is all step-by-step process where you're losing the attachment to your sort of making your living, survival in a world that is shaking, and to reset yourself completely into, I am going now to manifest the dream of who I am. It's not a dream necessarily outside that you first focus. First focus is you are the dream of the divine. And through you becoming that, embracing that identity, you together with everyone else will manifest divine dream on this planet. So this is not hallucination, it's not just philosophy, it's just absolutely real. Today it is tangible. We know our ground, we are losing our ground. We know the pressure of outside conditions are accelerating and changing very quickly. And we understand that we are not going to be able to control that. So the water problem that is coming up in the next 5 years is going to be real. The quality of the air we breathe is going to be real. All these things we were seeing and foreseeing for future is now. We are there. We are at that door. So it's amazing as many opportunities are rising for you to make the choice to embrace that new you. So of course, the new you is in becoming. So we are in that, but everything is coming to help you now. So observe synchronicity. If you focus on your new you, not knowing it, but saying, I trust that this is me now, and this is going to face the world frankly, honestly, as I am, because there's nothing wrong with me. I'm part of that humanity today. I'm made for this time, so what's wrong, It's your focus. Don't focus on what you are losing. Don't focus on what is like, oh, scary and not secure and not being able to control, but focus on what gives you a sense of expansion and joy, because that's the, dream energy is the energy of your soul. Every dream you have abandoned in the past is a qualification and energy of the soul you have abandoned. So you have to catch back, remember what you have abandoned, go back to that and say, no. You're still part of me. I'm not going to let you go. And today I reset myself based on these dreams. Once in my life, I felt, I've been touched, I saw, I had this transvision. Anyone in his life before 30 years old have been touched by that, have been feeling that, have been seeing that. And in the same time, the same day, I've seen this like crazy impossible. So we need that dose of craziness to totally trust that what we saw was not hallucination, is just a possible world, a possible coming. And how it's going to happen, we don't know. This is not our business, because it's on its way. It is manifesting. the new humanity is descending, or we all collectively are ascending, so the new souls are already coming with us. So amazing synchronicity for you if you orient yourself with the trust and this enjoying that actually doesn't matter the sign outside of this world that is maybe, uh, you know, turning into chaos. Um, Inside me, when I connect to the dream I am, I will I will sense joy. I will sense this spontaneous joy. You remember that is why we do yoga every day. Reset yourself and connect to your innocence. Connect to this very basic self that was original self, where you find that innocence. So this is now, like I said many times, do this in the morning, do this every day again, reconnect and go through the day with that I am the living dream. Yes, that's your mantra. I am the living dream, the divine dream living. And not knowing where it goes. It doesn't matter. That's why we're not having business plan about that. We don't have to have projection about that. We just have to solve the day we are now in and bring the dream in any relationship, any communication we have, anything we are solicited to share it from that perspective of we are in a divine timing. Everything occurs in synchronicity, and it is progressive and a step-by-step process. We all understand now, as a one humanity, that this is moving, and we are part of this movement, and we can contribute by just deciding, I am part of that. Yeah? So, and dream big. What I'm telling you now sounds totally mad, but it's not a little dream about your little environment and where you live. Just include much more space, because the dream is about you as an unlimited self. So then we all connect in that space, and therefore the dream is big. It's not a dream about next few days. It's really a shift, and we are in that quantum shift of the whole humanity. And now it is tangible. Now you can let yourself be touched by that and say, yes. Do you understand? Not resist, not say, oh, this is only dreamers, this is just a joke. Today, majority of human beings are touched by the reality, the tangibility of that is true, that is really happening. And so it's an invitation for us to grow. And that's how I understood what happened to me in these last 7 years. I could have also kneeled down and realized, I misunderstood, something was wrong. But it was just the opposite. What happened to me reinforced my sense of righteousness and says, hey, if you honor yourself, you are the most beautiful thing there is there. Nobody can tell you you are limited. Nobody can judge you as somebody limited or wrong, because there is nobody on this planet who is born wrong. Yeah. So it was the challenge to overcome what you attracted as a sort of a scenario that wanted to test you, and you needed to, confronting these images and these movies, decide who are you. And that's what I did. I decided I am a person with vastness. I am a person with no limitation. I'm here to continue to serve my inspiration and my dream. But now I see what it takes. I see that it's not feeding my limited self dream. It is entering God's dream. It is accessing to be a part of that. And it's not me who is responsible to manifest my dream. You understand? So, and actually, when I look around me since this 7 years, my environment is just showing more harmony, more beauty every minute. And I can see that choosing for the vastness of self is manifesting around you a space where there is so many more opportunity to serve, to grow, and to share that inspiration. So you are now manifesting the new when you serve the new you. Yeah. So, and that's where all this contradiction, because the environment is not ready, definitely not, and we cannot attach ourselves to the security we had from the old. So this is a transition, and the present time look pretty tamazic at the moment. That sense of heaviness and sleepiness, and oh God, how I'm gonna even start? Where I'm gonna start? Yeah. So time to accept that moment of stillness. Somehow it's like before big change, things are stand still, silence. So it's a introversion. It's a time to meditate, and that's where I really encourage you not to waste your time in distraction, going out and forgetting, and decenter yourself, but defocus yourself, but stay focused on that connection to the dream you are, and meditate on a very deep place within you, where you maybe never accessed before, to ground the foundation. So it's the connection to this deep self, embracing the subconscious with all what he had, all his deception and everything, and saying, embrace that, love that, and see how that self, which is made to function on this planet, has also skills and know-how and everything. Just encourage that self to say, okay, you are not wrong. The loving within you of the other you who had all these dreams that he had to let them go. And now you say, I need you. You are out of the box. You are out of this limited house, and you look inside and say, you're not going to stay there. We're going to go together. I will need you to go there. So that's the relationship with your lower self. It has to have a conversation where you encourage your lower self to appreciate his quality and how actually it can be useful for you. Because it's not, weaknesses are not only weaknesses. Weaknesses sometimes are a necessity to calm down your pride, to calm down your impatience, and therefore you need that. Yeah. So there is nothing like strong and weak. Can you be authentic as you are, and honoring that, and take on board all of who you are, all of who you are, and that limited part who think that she's limited and dream to be so big and so, can calm down and says, now we're on a journey and we're going to expand together, and you're going to be useful. So it's a total reset of your reality. So what I encourage you this time is, as a practice in the morning, revise your dream. That's a practice of self-empowerment. The dream that really vibrates in your heart, what is dear to you, just realize, sit somewhere after your practice of pranayama and your exercise, and when you start meditating, this is, we have the heart center, the heart chakra, where you really open to unconditional love and compassion, but just above that is this thymus area. And that is a door to self-love. To say, how can you appreciate yourself for how you are through the day today, how you will go through the day today, how you have been through the day yesterday. And just enter this relationship that I appreciate the way you have been through the day. Self-appreciation, gratitude for what you try to share, how much you stand for these dreams that are dear to you, and then sit down and say, what are the dreams I have abandoned? What are the dreams I don't even dare to dream because for me it's like absolutely mad and impossible? And ask you that question: if it was not impossible, what could I have tried? But not now as an application and doing things, but more like visioning. What could I afford to see? What can I open up my intuition and see what's the best future coming to us now? And how can I reset my dream and accept to be an active dreamer, not a passive after smoking some grass and seeing things easy. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking a dream that comes straight into your face and say, what are you doing? Why you renounce to that? What did you abandon that? What did you have the courage to go for that ideal that is so much filling up your heart, so much inspiring you, so much exciting? Why did you drop? Why did you let down that connection? And so stay in faith. You remember? Prayer is not about asking for something you don't have. A prayer attitude is I'm sitting in faith. And this is absolutely essential today. It's my dream and my faith in my dream. So, and my dream is me. So you understand that? So faith in me, faith in the divine in me is a way to be. It's not projective. And you're sitting in faith, which means you activate that frequency of joy and excitement that normally a dream gives to a child, promises, that you have given to yourself. And now you are curious, you are excited, you are in joy, and you stay in that stage. You understand? What you want to create, generate that state of being and remain in that through the day. Remain in, because that is a frequency that is beyond the 3D, that is a bridge with the other's dimensions. And you don't see what is scary because it's a bridge in the air, it's a bridge in the beyond. So when you connect and manifest that frequency in you, now you need to keep up through the day with that frequency. You understand? There's 101 reasons to drop it, to be distracted, to be depressed, to be deceived, to be losing your biorhythm and be tired. This tiredness that hit us in this moment is just part of that. We need to go through this time step by step. Through that, we need to keep up what? We need to keep up our stage, our frequency of joy, excitement based on I am the dream. And that is like certainty. Is a sort of a self-intoxication with that, we call it Amrit. That's the foundation of our school. Intoxicate yourself with Amrit and carry yourself through the day with that Amrit. So you will start totally refresh. And that's where when I embrace the new higher self, the Satyavrati, it was kind of scary also, dropping all this history, dropping all this amazing dream that was my KARTA, and coming into Satyavrati, it was like, wow, what is this? Yeah, and now it's 3 years process with myself, sort of pregnancy with this new name, and I can see my identity as Satyavrati is coming out, not as something uncertain or questionable or suggesting doubt and comparison, but it's just the opposite. It's like, that's it, I am there. I am authentic, I'm just myself, and the whole universe say yes. Say yes, and I feel this yes within me. So I just invite you to look back and if you are in the middle of confrontation and this challenge of doubting and not knowing enough, so go back to this within you, meditate deep inside until you raise that frequency where you feel this excitement and joy, and you recover your dream, and you say, yes, of course, why did I forget that? And just keep it. Keep it. You don't need to have a plan and how it's going to manifest and what should I do. In this time right now, is just go through this time with that frequency and keep yourself in that space. That's my advice. And of course, resetting and starting fresh, you can, like today or this week is a very good time to maybe take a decision on demoting habit you had, like overeating, over drinking, smoking, whatever, over talking, or not enough making exercise, physical movement, or things like that, or not enough time for having a relationship to your higher self, and no time for sadhana, or no time for personal practice. So make a statement. It's a very good time to make a statement and say, I start now and it's not going to stop. Okay? Okay, so to help you do that and to really assert yourself, I give you now a practice like we do in every KARTA time, which is very exciting. And it's a 31 minutes about every time, and I keep up with that idea now. So it is self-empowerment. It's about the vast you, and it's about a time now of victory. Yeah, you understand, the victory is coming after that confrontation and all these troublemakers and sabotagers who within you manifested the last ghosts and movies that could stop you. And you have seen it, you have crossed it, you have embraced it, and you finally come out dry. Now we say, jump in the ocean, swim, and come out dry. So this is exactly the time where victory is. I've been through the test of time. I've been seeing what could limit me or what could almost kill me and stop me. And I could realize the falsehood of that, the hallucination of that, the illusory of that. And to by differences, by perseverance, I discover what is permanent, what is real, what is true, what is authentic beyond that, the other side of it. And today I want to seal that. This is the time of victory. You're all in your victory today because you went through the test, and you are still today with your practice, with your dream, carrying the time with your heart and your love. So the first posture will be Venice lock, where you put this on the top of your head, like if the whole weight of the planet is on your head, and you carry through the neck and the power of your spine straight. So you're going to stimulate your Merudanda. This central axis is a very important now to keep it open. You know, we keep practicing pranayama that activate and accelerate the flow of prana through this channel, your central channel. So pressing up there, you're going to stretch your elbows back, bring your chin in, keep your spine straight up, and then you close your eyes and you're going to put the tongue out and bring it in and out, in and out, in and out, very quickly. Only this, closing eyes. And this exercise, the tongue is the most flexible muscle of the whole body. And in the mouth is create this maituna, is the sex of the angel, is the upper frequency of sex. And it is stimulating your central axis, so you may speak the truth, you may produce action based on truth, and you may really penetrate life with your prayer, with your highest frequency of faith. So it goes like, it's a very Shivaite practice. It's very powerful. You don't look good, so you don't do this in the mirror. Go put the tongue out is really rising your sense of humor and going through it. And you do this for 11 minutes, and the breath will be through the mouth in the same time. So in and out, and breathing through around the mouth, the tongue, in and out, eyes closed. And it is a long, deep breath, but the tongue is fast as much as you can. This is going to totally open your central channel. So, and you are going to balance the mind frequency, the electrical field, and the magnetic field emotion. Move it, fast, 11 minutes, in and out, the tongue and the breath is slow, long, and deep. And that's your first. And then you, of course, like usual, pull the elbows back. So the second practice, so 11 minutes. Second practice is the non-duality is we join the Jupiter and Saturn finger and split it from the ring and the pinky. And we still have the same, open the chest. So this is really, the thumbs are out, stretched out, and the V with the two hands on the side of you, and the palm facing forward. Yeah? And this is a breath of 10. So this is, and we use victory. Victory, make 3. So you go victory, victory, victory. So that makes 9. And the last one is victory, 1. So victory, 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 victory. And that's 10. So that's your inhale. So you're going to inhale through the nose in 10 stroke, meditating on the sound. Victory, 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 victory. And then you hold the breath, is a square breath. Inhale 10, hold 10, exhale 10, hold, empty 10. Square breath of 10. Very, very powerful. And this is amazing way to live, to dissolve all the doubts you have, all the doubts about your own dreams, the doubts about your expansion, about your true identity. Every doubt coming through the mind, you're just gonna dissolve it through that breath, and you go deep, deep, deep inside, and you're gonna raise your level of faith. So that's the second part, 11 minutes as well. And the third one is really meeting with Shiva. This is an amazing time for harvesting, for delivery or destroy. So it both together, yeah? What destroy is what's not needed anymore, and the delivery is your true self. So it's happening in the same time. So we're gonna do this Trishula, the 3 fingers with 2 teachers and the commitment. I am committed to my true self. So this is like a vow. You put your left palm on the thymus, above the heart center. That place of self-love where you're sure that now it is a mutual love, yeah? The lower self who tried his best to win your destiny, to win your capacity and possibilities, and brought you to the age of absolute crisis and total depression and absolute impossible world and everything falling apart. And you say, thank you, because without you, I would never found my unlimited self. And then the other one, the unlimited self, saying, now I know that that's where we're going to go. So let's go together. Yeah? And that's reunite. So this is the 3 becoming 1 is connected to your highest, that's what we call, I mean, the level that you can access immediately is the master self. You understand, we have many higher self in many different dimension. The first higher self is your soul, of course, because he is unlimited. But the soul connects to many other higher self of you, and one is called master. It's the door of all masters and your master self, that you, if one day you master that destiny, it will come with the alignment with that higher self. And that's what we need now, is the path of mastery, is the time for mastery. So it's the time to connect to this master that you are and approve yourself. I love myself as I am from the master self. So the master and the student, the Guru Chela, it is you at one time, and you fall in love with both of you mutually. The lower self finally decided that, my God, with you, we're going to make something interesting. And the higher self saying, but without you in this 3D, I could go nowhere. So they fall in love, they appreciate each other for who they are, and the driver is your dream. Yeah? So you go like this, Trishula, stretch your right arm up along the ears with this mudra, and the other hand on the thymus, above the heart center. And this, now you go for this like 1 minute breath, and we do it with victory again. So it's like you can count victory quickly, maybe. You can go for victory, making like 3 seconds, and you go around the circle and inhale in 20 seconds, repeating victory as much as you can, eventually 20 times. And then you hold the breath in, this time, for 20 seconds, 20 victory, and you exhale 20. This time we don't keep the breath out, we just in, hold, out, in, hold, out, in, hold, out, and all together about 1 minute. Calm down. If it's too much, too strenuous, bring it down to 15 seconds each section, or maybe at the beginning 10, and then you increase. You increase until you can make it for 20 seconds each section. Inhale, 20 seconds, hold the breath in, 20 seconds, exhale. So this is this posture, the third part, that is really going to seal your commitment between both of you, higher self, lower self, and with a full faith that now together in this union, we're going to cross the time and manifest the dream that we are. So that was my KARTA Time 10 content and deliver and message, that this time is exceptional. I repeat, it's an exceptional time preparing the ground for what's coming in the next year. It's just never going to be the same. It's never going to be the same. And you've got to get ready to enter that dream that you may not know exactly or not in details, but in faith and love, just join the flow. That's my message. Love you all. So maybe to finish, I will answer a few questions. Let me take my glasses. Yeah, so we had, one question, Darshana Kalkar, is about what is the impact of the culture within the practice of yoga? So of course I'm a first place to witness that, because I traveled a lot in many different cultures, and from Africa to China, from America, North and South America to Russia. I had the time to really observe how cultural background, tradition and habits and customs impact the people who practice yoga. That's definitely one component, and we need to consider, when you want to deliver a teaching, that you must consider that who is receiving that. It's like the basic rule of communication. You cannot just pretend, hello, Fanny. You cannot just pretend that now I have the experience of yoga, I'm going to share this with people. But if you don't tune in and if you don't enter and understand the subconscious cultural unity of the people and their pattern of resistance that are typical and based on their history mostly, there's so many attachments in that. So you will find a very quicker access to people if you tune in with this NAD. I call it the NAD. And you definitely, when you speak with people of different culture, you need to bring the yoga in a different flavor, in a different frequency or words. There are key words, they're going to open doors, and others, they're going to close doors. So you need to be aware of that. Another question about yeah, when you cannot cut, when you still have recurrent thoughts. This is Avinder. Avinder, I know you since quite a bit, and that's a recurrent things that come to you. Is like you say, it's almost like an obsession. How can I see truth beyond projection? The thing is our practice now is very simple. Is every time you see a reaction, it's a great opportunity to grow. So it's not fighting or it's not defeating that reaction and saying, I'm not right, I'm not true, I'm this, I'm that. It's just say, no, I'm really react now. So if you feel anger, like I know it's one of your favorite, angry, that angry ghost, he needs food, he needs a place to be expressed, he needs to be heard, there's something. So instead of denying or say judging and putting yourself down, it says, okay, you come out of the box now, let's sit together. And that is a beautiful time to have a very personal conversation with this ghost that wants to be angry and wants to project on people and beat people and revenge on people, or just have so much energy to break things and cannot accept, and then just sit with it and just go very deep. That's exactly the time. That's how you can overcome your doubt today. Sit with it. Take the time in silence, just by yourself, to look down, very deep down. What is it that you have lacked, or what is it that happened that you have been insulted, not respected, not accepted, or so many things you're going to realize that are very deep down into yourself, and just give it to yourself. Says, now I'm a grown-up, I never got that. And you have to have that negotiation with your lower self who is in pain, or it could be your inner child, or any part of you, or the teens of the young woman who had so much frustration and limitation, and sit with it, communicate, and says, okay, we don't have to carry this any longer, because I must tell you, you're not going to get that. There's nobody on this earth that is born who's going to compensate that, who's going to give you this back. So today I die, and this is really, really like these days now, it's a fantastic time to do that and say, I'm dying to all the false hope and the expectation that never been met for me, and to realize it's today, it's useless for me. I don't need it anymore. I can pass by, I can go beyond and free myself, and see the benefit of saying, if I could live without that, so how big expansion it will bring me, and say goodbye, and says, okay, you're never going to get that. Can we agree on that? And maybe you're going to cry, you're going to fill up buckets of tears of regret, which is absolutely the best gift you can offer yourself. Because instead of breaking things out, you're going to melt down inside and reopen to your innocent self. It has so much capacity and possibilities. They are jeopardized by the anger that has not been approved, that has not been taken. Yeah. So that's what I suggest. That's what we invite people to do nowadays, because this is happening every minute. Everyone is touched by a resistance that pop up and has a chance to become aware and free yourself. And the way to free yourself is to really accept that what you didn't get is not going to happen. It's not going to come, because you are destined to have much more than that in a much more open space. So drop these little things that seems to be so big to see what the big thing is waiting for you. Okay. So that's the sequence is first accept, then identify what is it from you, not from the situation, not from the movie, or not from the people, but what belongs to you, that in that circumstance you keep on repeating, you keep on nourishing that, and you lose yourself. Yeah? And when you have seen this, connect to your higher self and embrace that painful self who is in pain and didn't get what he wanted, and say, I love you as you are. You know, it's possible that we go on with the life. We don't have to be stuck in that past story. This is gone. This is over. Yeah? Yeah. And then, of course, when you let go, this is another Harcharan Jot. She says, how can I get back the mastery of my time? I'm depossessed of my time. You know, I used to do that many things in 1 hour, and today in 1 hour I have to do 10 times more, and I can't breathe, and the pressure of time is, and then I get dispersed. I lose myself, try to get out of time. So you run out of time, you want to escape from time, or the time is accelerating and pressurizing you. This is all, you know, basically time does not exist. Wow. And the whole society is ruled by the clock. Can you imagine this? So how can you be timeless within this world ruled by clock? Yeah, we had a time where we had the time, and we thought we are in control. You have all things in the right place, in the right order, and everything under control. And now even the best people who have the best skills are still losing track of their time. Yeah, so it is definitely an acceleration of the paradigm we are in, and the relative time is changing, definitely. So wanting to control the time is what makes the pressure for you and what makes you lose your time. Yeah. So there's one thing is the law of synchronicity. So everything happened in the right time, in the right way for everyone. So if you can't control something and you're just over busy or whatever, and you can't complete the task you gave yourself, or what you plan to do, or what thought should happen now and doesn't happen, give it back to the source, give it back to God, because it is going to be solved in an amazing way. You have no idea. But what you can't control is part of the flow, and will find its right place and the right solution for it. So we are not here to solve everything. And what comes to you now that you can deal with is all that matter. So if much more comes and trigger your imagination, your memories, and your plan, drop it. Just drop it, abandon, and says, it's not that I'm neglecting things. It's not that I'm not taking care of things. I just focus on what is possible now to do today, and the overload, give it back. It's going to be solved. Somebody take care of it, something will disappear, something new will come in. It's just amazing how things are synchronized. And actually, you come out of something, 100 things you should have done, and at the end of the week, you didn't do them. But by the end of the week, everything is solved. You're still in the flow, and everything go forward. So we need to change our habit to be in control of time, and not to be controlled by time, but just to be in time. Just be in time now. And what is now is all you can do. Rest is letting go. So this is a new culture. We have to learn to go with the time in a different way. And letting go is actually opening to solutions that are unexpected. You don't have to cover everything. Uh, yeah. Another one. Oh, this is a nice one. Marie-Laure, she says, I would love to be, I would love to share in my life and share the teaching. So that would make me happy. And I would like to join the training, but she's 63 and feels old. So I'm sorry, but there is no. Oh, we're talking about time. So age is the same. Age is your spirit. Your spirit is beyond time. So don't tell me you're 63. You can be 40, you can be 50, and be very, very old or very young. So if your freshness is, I'm ready to start, I'm ready to share, I'm so happy to join, there is nobody who is too old. So please join fast. Come on. You're welcome. And that's your choice. Yeah, that is another question. Aurélie Boutaille, she says, will I be successful in my new professional life and relationship? I can tell you yes, of course, because we are just meant to be success. So we already born success. So why should it be different? But to manifest success, you need to decide. So if your decision is, I'm not going to mess it up, I'm going to apply myself to be that success and manifest that, why would you see that the future will be wrong or different? It's not. It's impossible. Decide. So it's up to you. Okay. And then maybe last one, because time is running. We're almost there. Yeah, I am unhappy and demotivated in my career. Why can't I make changes? What is stopping me? So resistance to change is basically the root cause is fear. So there is a tremendous wave of fear all over the planet, and there are many people like you, because we are now in the paradigm where transformation is required, is a request. You don't even have the option to say, oh, no, I'm going to save my little corner possible. So everybody is on change, and included, you're not an exception. So you can't tell that you're not able to transform. You just need to enter the fear and see, what are you afraid to let go? What are you afraid to abandon? What you're going to lose in that transformation? And not focuses on that, but rather open the space to say, okay, if this all has to go, it is to create a space for the new that I don't know yet will come. And that's the same. If you are stable in the dream, if you're stable in the joy and excitement to be the dream, the future come to you in the best way possible. That's a law of attraction. You attract based on what you focus. If you focus on dream, you manifest the dream. Do you understand? It's just so basic. If you focus on losing, on the pain of having to let go things and attachments and people and all that, this is going to happen. So open up, trust, and transform that fear into love. There's only one energy going to help us to transform. It's love. So, and that's just the diagonal of fear. So that's the practice. What I gave you today is just around that core essence of create the foundation for a future that you are initiating today. That's your initiation. So protection, yeah, because people feel like negativity around them. This is Svetlana Macro says, yeah, I'm not good enough. Yoga is not for Christian people. There is all this kind of attack. Wherever you are and starting yoga, you may be in the midst of a People who are conservative think that if you do yoga, you're totally with the birds and you're half cuckoo already, and you're going to go astray, and you're not rational anymore, and you're not human anymore. You're just so. If this affects you, that means again your aura is weak. Huh? You know that the production, the balance between our mind and emotion create this field, or filled up with golden light. That golden light is emanating, is produced the minute you are strongly established in that faithful frequency. I have in faith in life, I have faith in love, I am the faith. Yeah. And that faithfulness is vibrating and generating a filter where all that negativity will be transformed before it touches your heart. So just build your aura, can do any practice. We're going to increase your level of presence and faith in your unlimited potential, as this is a state of being. You don't need to convince anybody. Don't even start. People who are defeating you or arguing with you, trying to convince that this is all bullshit and nonsense yoga, just you don't need to answer back. You don't need to position yourself. You just need to pass your way. You will not attract these people anymore because they don't need to be with you. They don't like it. They are not interested. So why would you remain in the midst of these kind of people? I think your way will clear because there are more and more people opening up, and you're going to attract these new people who are already chosen to go for the new frequencies, and the others will go their way. We cannot be friends with everyone. And if you are changing and going for transformation, those who can't have a hard time to accept it. So we're not here to fight. We're not here to convince them. We're just here to love them and understand that maybe 6 months earlier you were like them. You could not imagine the transformation, and now you are in it. And why it would not happen to them in another 6 months? You know, everything accelerates. So give them a chance, and you are not here to make them do this transformation or make them realize this. They will be touched or they will not, but this is not up to you. So you don't need to protect yourself, you need to manifest yourself, and that will be enough. All right? So I wish you a wonderful practice for this month. It's so exciting. We are accelerating into the move and into the transformation of this planet. And let's embrace it, and let's be ready for this dream we cannot even dream together, which will be much better than anything we can dream today. Love you all. Blessing. Sat Nam.